Hey there. Today we're going to talk about something we all admire but maybe don't always understand: courage. We're going to dive into what it really means through a simple but really powerful story about finding strength, especially when you feel like you have none.
Everything we're talking about today really boils down to this one idea. It's such a great reminder that making an impact isn't always about being the biggest or the most powerful. Sometimes it's just about being present. Keep this in mind because it's the key to the whole story.
So, let's set the scene. Our story starts in this lively little village, and it's home to our main character, Noor, who is a tiny little clay lamp. But here's the thing. This village was also full of these huge, bright electric lights that just completely lit up the sky night after night.
And you can probably guess how that made Noor feel, right? I mean, surrounded by all that powerful, buzzing light, he felt completely and totally insignificant. He started to believe he was just useless, weak, that he really had nothing to offer.
So this is where things get really tough for Noor. He was living under this constant, heavy shadow of doubt. And it wasn't just about being small. It was that crushing feeling that, he could just never measure up.
And it wasn't just all in his head. The other lamps would actually tease him. Their words just kept reinforcing his deepest fears, pretty much telling him, hey, you're too small to light up anything.
I mean, the contrast couldn't be more clear. On one side, you have the big electric lights. They're bright, they're loud, totally overpowering. And on the other side, there's Noor, small, quiet, and just filled with self-doubt. It's really no wonder he felt so completely overwhelmed.
But then, just when you think things can't get any worse for Noor, something totally unexpected happens. The story takes a huge turn, and what starts as a crisis, well, it becomes an opportunity.
Out of nowhere, a massive storm just sweeps through the village. The wind is howling, rain is pouring down, and then, boom, in an instant, all those big, powerful electric lights, they flicker and they die. The thing everyone relied on was suddenly gone.
With all the big lights gone, the village was just plunged into total darkness. This familiar, safe place suddenly felt uncertain and scary. People started getting really worried. And you know what? Noor was scared too. He wasn't some kind of hero immune to fear. And this really brings up a question for all of us, doesn't it? When the systems we count on just fail, when the metaphorical lights go out in our own lives and we're just left there in the dark feeling scared, what do we do?
But right there, in that moment of shared fear, something just clicked for Noor. He remembered his purpose. He wasn't made to compete with the big lights. He was made for one simple reason: to give light, no matter how small it was. And that realization, that was the spark.
And Noor's decision to just act on that purpose, well, it started a chain reaction. It began to turn all that fear into hope and into connection.
So here's what happened. First, Noor just digs deep and musters whatever courage he has and lights his tiny flame. It wasn't much, just a soft little glow, but it was enough. Others saw it, and they came to him, lighting their own lamps from his. And soon, one light became 2, then 10, until the whole village was filled with this warm, gentle glow again.
So this whole experience taught Noor, and really the entire village, a pretty profound lesson. It completely redefined what it actually means to be strong and what it really means to be brave.
So, what did they learn? That true strength, it isn't about being the biggest or the loudest or the most powerful. It's having the courage to shine, to do what you were meant to do, especially when it's dark and you're scared. When it really, truly matters the most.
And for Noor, well, this one act of courage changed him forever. He didn't need anyone else's approval anymore. He had proven his own worth to himself. And that doubt that had followed him around for so long, it just vanished, replaced by this quiet confidence in his purpose. He finally got it.
So we end with this thought. Noor's story is a great reminder that even the tiniest act of courage can have this incredible ripple effect, lighting up the world in ways you'd never expect. And it leaves all of us with a question to think about. In our own lives, when we face our own moments of darkness, what small flame of courage, or kindness, or purpose can we choose to light today?